It's Vertiz and the No More Black Tips podcast.
Caesar C's.
Mr. DJ Rose is back in the building. Fellas, what we sipping on tonight?
We got that gentleman Jack over here.
Okay, I'm sipping on Douce. You know what I'm saying? So, what's the rundown looking like?
We got This Week in Sports.
It all happened in a week.
TNT. What's wrong with these? And in the words of C's, we're going to talk about them Transformers at the end of the podcast. So let's get started. This Week in Sports. As all y'all know, and prayers up to him, Bronny James had a cardiac arrest, I want to say during practice this week at USC facilities. And everything's apparently okay now. Any thoughts, C's?
Yeah, so first of all, shout out to the whole team, the medical team, the trainers and all that. They got them, the safety and good time, shout out to the doctors too. It's unfortunate to see such a young player that, once has a drive to want to make it to the league. We're not going to actually find out what's going to happen with his career until at a later point because, this could be a career ender for him. Could be underlying conditions, but, it is unfortunate. But it speaks to, the bigger, aspects of sports. This is people's lives we're actually talking about. But, yeah, hey, get better, get well. I want to see what this man can do at USC, so prayers up to him.
All I want to know, man, what drugs was in his system? Because we've seen a lot of young players having these heart issues on TV and in practice and things like that. And I just want to know what kind of drugs he was taking. Because usually young hearts don't go out like that. Because they condition their players and back in the day, it happened, but it was always somebody on some coke or some kind of dope or something. So that's all I want to know. What drugs was in the system? And if y'all ain't gonna tell it what his piss test or the blood work say, man, we can move on to the next one, man. Vertizi.
Yeah, you both are right, man. It could be an underlying condition, C's, because we've seen that in sports before. But just like Rose said, man, he could have been on something, man, and that could have caused his heart failure. Either way, I'm happy to hear that he's doing okay. I want to see him get to the league. I want to see him playing the league with his dad, LeBron. And, I hope the Falcons take him that projected little 15 slot.
The Falcons?
I'm back the Hawks. I hope the Hawks take him that little 15 slot.
Damn, we switching sports now?
Hey, man, they both fly high, man. They both fly high. But the last 2 seasons, they've been shot down. But speaking of big deals, though, man, in the NFL, Saquon Barkley went ahead and signed a 1-year deal worth $11 million. Then Trayvon Diggs, the corner for Dallas Cowboys, signed a $97 million contract worth $70 million guaranteed. And then Justin Herbert signed, I think it was $265 million, but only I want to say 120 of it, 115 of it was guaranteed, which was a lot less than Lamar, which he deserved less. But
yeah.
C's, man, all these contracts, what do you think about it?
Man, Saquon, man. Bro, he even said it. He said he was disappointed with the deal, but, he's going to push forward. Giants, just spend the damn money because you fucking need him. Y'all just basically delayed the shit for a whole another year. You're going to have to renegotiate next year. I don't know if it was cap space y'all trying to save or some other shit. You should have just paid the money now because you're going to have to spend it later. But yeah, the Giants, that shit was inevitable. Diggs, I thought we were talking about his older brother first, but we talking about this one. It's the Cowboys. Cowboys going to spend cash. I really don't see the Cowboys need it, but I don't really see them making too much of a big difference with him. Good deal, good signing. And then Herbert, man, quarterbacks are always going to get a lot of money, man. It's a deal. It's an expected deal. He definitely deserves less than Lamar, though. So there's that.
So as far as I'm concerned, Justin Herbert, I mean, the contract he got is, I guess, fair. He's around that top 5 quarterback. I got him around number 6. But if you had him in number 5, that's cool. So he around that area. Trayvon Diggs, like me and Rose was talking early in the week. Number-wise, he got interceptions, but he's one of the top 3 corners at getting burnt, giving up open catches and stuff like that. Like he really doesn't cover as well as he should. Now I will say this: his rookie season was amazing, and I guess he did better last season. So the Cowboys are paying as much for his production; they're paying for his potential, what they think he can be over the next couple years. But I want to talk about Saquon Barkley. First of all, man, it's sad to see how they're doing him and the other running backs. As someone that grew up watching the NFL in the early 2000s, and I saw what it meant to have a great running back in your team, and how running backs basically carried teams to championships or at least to the playoffs. When you get a running back like Saquon, because a couple years ago it was you can't just be a downhill runner, you had to be a complete back. With Saquon, he's the face of that complete back. It's him and Christian McCaffrey. Those are the two running backs in the league that are complete backs. Granted, he has been injury prone the last couple seasons. But with that being said, you take Saquon off that team, man, they trash. And if Saquon ain't worth the money, I just want to know what running back in the league is worth the money then. Because right now, that little dude you got a quarterback, he can't carry you to the playoffs without Saquon. So, hey, man, as far as I'm concerned, if I had a son and he wanted to play in the NFL, man, you was not playing running back. They do not pay y'all. Rose?
Yeah, so I'm interested in seeing what Joe Burrow's going to sign for, because he's next up, and I believe he's going to probably sign before this season starts. And I know it's going to be more than Herbert, and they probably go get him more than Lamar too, because he brought Cincinnati from the dump. So I'm interested in seeing what he's going to make. The Saquon deal, I ain't mad at him, but I believe the Giants should have paid him over Danny Dollars. They should have franchised Danny Dollars and paid Saquon. They could have even gave him a 3-year deal or something like that, because he's the reason why they did what they did last year. He came up big. His first season he was big. The last 2 seasons between it, he was hurt, but he played running back. He came back strong last year. Diggs, I was surprised at that, because wow, he got a lot of interceptions, but he also get burnt a lot too.
You're right.
So I was surprised, but I ain't mad at him. Get your money, man. I'm happy for him and his family. And Herbert, hey, he was gonna get paid regardless. You know what I'm saying? It was only a matter of time, so it really don't even matter. But are you gonna win some playoff games? That's all. Are you gonna win some playoff games? So you can get paid all you want, but are you gonna win some playoff games?
That's what it's about, man. You play to win the game, man. Hey, speaking of big deals, man, I got big rings and everything. Speaking of big deals, Jalen Brown signed for $300 million.
Tell him where you from, son.
Okay. Jalen Brown signed for $300 million. First of all, shout out to Jalen Brown because he an Atlanta boy, man. Show respect to all the people in the league from Georgia. See, what you think about this? Boston Celtic getting $300 million, and a lot of people don't think he's the best player on the team.
He might not be the best player, but they're building around him. Another thing is, congratulations for your contract. Shout out to you for your fucking plans with the Black Wall Street. But another thing is, like, the Celtics are in that era where they're trying to rebuild, so they found a player they felt confident building around. He's in it for the long haul. I think it was a good move on the Celtics. So
I don't think they're rebuilding. They building on what they have. They can't be rebuilding because they still got all the pieces they got except for Marcus Smart.
Facts.
So they're not rebuilding. It's just that they just stay in the course. Like they had to pay him. If they didn't pay him, they was going to be a sign and trade. They couldn't find a trade, so they had to pay him.
But I think they were looking at him as that one centerpiece to kind of make moves around.
No, he's not the centerpiece. He's just that you can't be good with just one person. Yeah. So him and Jalen, him and Tatum is like, if they split him up, it's like who you go get in return. They couldn't find nobody to get him in return, so they had to pay him.
And that was the big thing. The last 2 seasons, it's been about trying to trade Jalen Brown to bring in Kevin Durant, to bring in Damian Lillard, to bring in all these star players. And at the end of the day, nobody wanted to make the deal.
Yeah, so he got paid. Great for him. He was going to get paid regardless if it was going to be a sign and trade. I wish he would have got a sign and trade so he had to play in Boston. But
yeah, I would have loved to see him back at home for the Hawks.
Yeah, I would like to see Jalen Brown and Damian Lillard at the Hawks.
Oh man, that would be a dream, man. Man, as far as the contract, man, hey, NBA doing big things, man. These deals finna just get bigger and bigger and bigger, man. Like next season, we gonna sign for even more, man. A $500 million contract coming soon in the NBA. So, hey, salute to you, Jalen Brown. Y'all not finna win shit in Boston because if Jalen Brown was $300 million, you know Tatum when he come up, he gonna get at least 350. So, hey, bro, after he signed that 350, from what they be saying about a new collective bargaining agreement, you really can't do too much more adding. So y'all can't win a championship with that team the way it's structured right now. But hey, man, congrats to Jalen Brown, man. I'm always happy to see a brother like him get paid, man. And speaking of getting paid, we got a big time fight tonight. And both these fighters already been paid. They already got their money for the fight. Spence Jr., for those who don't know, was in a car accident a couple years ago, came back even stronger. And Mr. Terrence Crawford, and a lot of people's opinions, mine's being in that opinion, is the best pound for pound fighter right now. C's, any predictions for this big time boxing match?
This is a hard one. I just know it's gonna be a good damn fight. I'm gonna roll with the man with 3 belts, Spence, man. Crawford's a great damn fighter. Shit, whoever wins this one, man. It's a good fucking fight, man. But I got the guy who was able to go from one belt to another, title. So went from didn't he go from welterweight to another?
Y'all would probably have to explain that to me.
Yeah, he didn't capture multiple divisions. Talking about Spence.
Yeah,
and
didn't he go up one weight class and down?
Yeah, he done went to multiple weight classes.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Spence, man.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm excited for this fight because before his injury, Spence was actually in that top 3 welterweights in the world. Like he was that damn good. The accident happened. He didn't have no serious injuries. Then he had the legal issues too behind the accident. But then he came back. He took on some fights. But unfortunately for him, I guess because of the accident, he wasn't fighting the same caliber of fighter. And during that time period before Terrence Crawford was big, Terrence Crawford started fighting like people was like, hey man, he ain't gonna win this fight. And he started knocking people out and winning in extraordinary fashion. And that's when Terrence became a multi-time champion.
And then Crawford also has a better record too. So
I mean, they both undefeated, but Crawford does got more wins though. But they both are undefeated fighters. But if you ask me, man, this gonna be a great fight. I'm gonna go with Bud though. I'm gonna go with Bud just for the simple fact I've seen more of his fights. I've only seen one fight of Spencer since he came back. I've heard he's done well, but it just seemed like Bud's in the prime. I think might has the reach in the fight. I think he might have the reach by a little bit. But if you've seen a Bud fight, man, the way he moves and his defensive prowess, I think it's gonna be the difference in the fight. But the better offensive fighter might be Spence though.
Yeah, so I never seen neither one of them fights. I seen their highlights and things like that. But I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm taking the darker fighter in the fight. So Spence is probably gonna lose. So I'm taking.
Oh my bad, Rose. I also got Crawford. I'm gonna have this fight going 10 rounds. By the way, if it don't go 10, it's gonna go decision.
Yeah, I got to go into the decision. But I think it's gonna be probably like a 3-1 or a split decision. I'm gonna have Crawford winning it, but if he doesn't go to decision, Crawford might knock him out. It might be a TKO or something like that.
I think that's possible, but it is gonna take I think like 9-10 rounds to get there.
Yeah, I believe that. Just watching the highlights, listening to it, and but I did more reading about them than watching. So just from reading everything, the way they say that Crawford switches stances flawlessly, his defense. They say that Spence is a good fighter too, but I'm trying to figure out these guys are so little. Like the TV makes them look so much bigger than what they really are.
It's called welterweight for a reason.
Like these guys are so little. Like and when they mention the fight, they don't start with saying we got this welterweight championship fight. They say they start with the names, and the names are so big, and then you see them on TV. It's like, oh, okay, this guy might be my size. But then I see the weigh-in, like, oh, these guys are midgets.
Hey, what's the weight like 145?
Yeah, they both weighed in at 147. Crawford weighed in at 146 and a half, something like that. But they both weighed in pretty much 147. Like these guys are some little dudes. So like if I walked up to one of these guys, I'm like, dog, I thought you was bigger than this. I would be very surprised. Like these some little guys, but I know they fight way more than that, but you still smaller than me. But
I got one last thing on the fight though. This is a big fight for Terrence Crawford. This is a big fight for
Black Air Force energy.
This is a big fight for the boxing community because if Terrence wins this fight and he wins it convincingly, it could set up this time next year Canelo and Terrence. But that will mean one of them is going to have to come down or up in weight. So that'll be interesting. Most likely, Canelo will have to come down in weight because I can't see Crawford fighting at light heavyweight. But
that's just going to be a money fight for Crawford.
That's the next big fight if he does well in this fight. Mm-hmm. But I know there was security at the fight, man, to make sure they don't get out of hand. Speaking of security,
well, before we get to that, but did you see Platt smack the other dude in the back of the?
Yeah.
Talk about security, like they needed some security.
Hey man, you gotta be on your own square. Gotta be on your square.
And then Buddy took the smack and was like if I would have got smacked like that, I would have rushed him. It wasn't a minute holding me back. Hold me back. Man, Buddy got smacked and was like, oh.
And the words of MGH, they ain't keeping it real.
Okay, but it's talking about security.
Man, TNT. Boom.
TNT, Dynamite.
Y'all know Jason
Tears
Lee,
or no tears.
The most famous gossiper on the internet was out eating with his homeboys. And Ra Ali saw him and tried to confront him. And apparently that man called security, was trying to get her escort out of there. And she was saying to him, nah, you could talk all that shit on your podcast and on your little, internet. Now it's face to face. I'm just trying to confront you like a grown person. So you just gonna call security on me? C's, tears or no tears?
No tears. You talk shit on the internet, people gonna come for you. You seen all these people made platforms on YouTube and all the blogs, got all this living out in LA. You out in LA, you know people gonna come and find you. And first of all, what is Ra Ali? Was he on some TV show or something? Or?
I want to say Housewives.
No, Love and Hip Hop.
Okay, Love and Hip Hop. It was one of those. Love and Hip Hop.
Was she with the tall Amazon chick?
She wasn't with no one, but
yeah, no. I'm saying, is she like tall Amazon looking chick?
Well, I don't know how tall she is. Like I just told you, TV made people look a lot bigger.
But I mean, she looked like, from what the
she thick
short clip I saw.
So what you trying to say is she's tall and thick. Jason is small and petite.
Yeah,
he had to call security.
Small and petite.
That's what you trying to say.
No, I'm just saying he looked like a bitch ass nigga. That's all I'm saying. He looked like a bitch ass ninja. That's all I'm saying.
Man, hey, I got tears.
No tears for that shit.
I got tears because what happened to the real motherfuckers? Like even the gay people back in the day, gay people used to square up with motherfuckers. Some of these gay people now, bro, they bitches. Because back in the day, gay people be the first ones to be like, what? And they'll take the little earrings off and whatever other gay shit they had on, be ready to swing. Man, Jason Lee, if you gonna say it on TV, you need to say it to this woman's face. She confronted you about some shit you said, and you be saying shit about people all the time. So don't y'all live in Hollywood. Don't be surprised when people pull up on you. Hey, in the words of everyone that like to say, keep that same energy, Rose.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears, but like you said, like. You talking that noise. You need to be able to back it up. But on another note, it's like I'm confused. Like why in the world did you call like security on her? Like you couldn't. I'm pretty sure she wasn't trying to fight you, but because first of all, one person, I'm a fighter, not a lover. Off top, but people that I'm not about to fight. It's fruit flies. I ain't about to fight no fruit fly. I ain't about to fight no gay man. I ain't gonna do it because you ain't gonna catch me slipping. That's one thing I ain't about to do. I ain't scared. That's just I ain't about to do. I had my times and all that. I ain't trying to fight nobody. But one person I ain't gonna fight is a gay man because they got tricks up their sleeves. So I ain't trying to go there. But I'm trying to figure out why you call security. Like, you could have just had a conversation. I'm pretty sure that's all she wanted to do. I'm pretty sure she didn't want to fight you because she wanted to fight you. She just ran up on you and hit you with a 2-piece.
Quick like.
So, but I ain't got no tears, man. We can move on to the next one, man.
Man, hey, I'm gonna tell you who should have had security. That yacht that Quavo was on. Apparently, Quavo was on a yacht, got robbed with a whole bunch of other people on the yacht. There was even a video of him in zip ties that I saw. Rose, tears or no tears?
I ain't got no tears, man. Because from further looking into the video and researching this story, the police put the zip ties on him. So, but what really happened was they was on the boat. Some people, the captain said the time is up. Some dude, it was Negroes. It was like,
I think it's Negroes.
Said, "Oh no, our time ain't up. No, we ain't leaving. No." So that's basically what happened. And then so the captain called, you know what I'm saying, the police. Like, so it wasn't Quavo or nobody on the ship getting robbed. It was more of the captains felt like they were being robbed, you know what I'm saying, of their money and their time.
Okay,
from my understanding, from my research.
Yeah, because originally when me and you talked about it, before we had information, my thoughts was, first of all, how did someone even get on the yacht to rob them?
Yeah, I thought it was pirates at first. Like,
yeah,
did the speedboat pull up?
Saying. Like, I thought Captain Jack Sparrow had commandeered the ship or something, man. Or it was an inside job, maybe. So that makes sense with, hey, Quavo, get your money up, boy. So you can get your own yacht. So you can ride that thing till the wheels fall off.
Woo!
Please.
Hey, so we got another case of people seeing a video or an image, making a bullshit ass story up around it. Stop making shit up, people. Figure out what the hell actually happened. Quavo, man, pay the money. So basically, the captain robbed you.
It wasn't Quavo. It was some other Negroes that Quavo was probably with.
So the captain basically said, "Oh, I'm gonna get my money one way or another."
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it's another case, man. No tears, man.
Hey, man.
Check your people.
So Quavo got detained where there was this TikToker named Sassy Trucker who went to Dubai and showed her ass. Literally and figuratively.
It wasn't bad looking, though.
She out here yelling, cussing, throwing stuff out at men, and went ahead and got herself arrested in Dubai. Seized.
Wallah. Hey, you know Dubai, they don't play that shit, man. So it's expected. Also, this woman apparently has a fucking pattern of going overseas and showing her ass, and not in a good way. So she's got a travel pattern is bad, looks bad on her. Yeah, no tears. You know where you were going. You can't play that shit, man.
Hey, man, first of all, to all you black women out there that complain about, shit, let me keep it real with you, man. Hey, it's 2023, but a lot of these countries around the world still fucked up. They don't respect women. They don't tolerate women cussing men out and stuff like that. So just be on your square. When you choose to decide to yell and cuss at men in America, understand the worst thing that might happen in America, a man might just go upside your head. But in these other countries, they throwing y'all motherfuckers in jail. And in some of these countries, they might be chopping some parts off. So, hey, man, you need to learn the lay of the land when you travel. But most importantly, and for the C's who've been in other countries before will tell you this, man, show respect when you go in these other motherfuckers' countries, man. Don't, act like you a guest at someone's house. Rose.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out, like, what was her issue, like
something with the car rental or something like that.
Yeah, so because I seen I seen a video that Vertiz showed me, but I also read a story about it, and that her mom or somebody was complaining and things like that. So I'm thinking it's the same person because it was a black woman in Dubai. But basically, in Dubai, women can't raise their voice. So we need to allow that law probably to come to this way, somebody to the west, because some women need to lower their voice because they ain't talking about nothing.
They out of pocket.
You know what I'm saying? Always talking about, oh, you disrespecting me. No, you disrespecting yourself. You know what I'm saying? You disrespected yourself a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Just stay in your place and everything would be the best. So
facts.
So I ain't got no tears for her. I hope they throw the book at her so we can make examples out of some of these women that they ain't got disrespect. Shout out to the passport bros. I mean, the passport bros. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man. So there's this 14-year-old couple. They was on social media and they shared a gender reveal. First of all, I just want to say I got tears, man. I got tears that you got people out there even celebrating this tomfoolery. This is your 14-year-old son and daughter who have made a decision that's going to affect them for the rest of their lives at only 14 years old. And y'all done dressed them up, bought them the little shit so they can go and do the little, blue and or pink look, gender reveal. Y'all filming it and y'all gonna allow them to put it on social media when really y'all need to put some boots up their ass. That's what y'all really need to do. So I got tears because this is showing there's a culture change in America where you got a lot of people that's okay with people with kids just having kids. See?
This is the same America that allowed a show like Teen Mom to run for several seasons, and I think I heard something about they're trying to bring it back. So it doesn't surprise me. It's tears for what they're gonna have to go through being such young teenagers, and it's sad. I'm sad for just the whole outlook of society. It's like, man, hey, we got to do better on that aspect. So, but really no tears, but tears for the situation. So. It is what it is.
I got tears for that baby because that baby is probably gonna end up in foster care.
Golly.
Because I'm looking at those parents like both of them 14, the parent and the grandparents recording and celebrating this. Like
what is going on?
Now there's gonna be some neglect and some abuse going on in that home because like both of them kids should be locked up in YDC right now.
Facts.
Because that is statutory on both ends. So we need to start teaching these kids. You want to pull your pants down, you gonna be locked up. And you no drop the soap. That's what we need to start teaching them, man. So I got cheers for that baby, man. Hopefully a single black woman adopted since they don't need no men in their life.
Man, hey man, speaking of when parents don't do their job, man, y'all all know Aaron Hernandez, the Patriots tight end back in the day, hung himself for, after he was in prison for killing them people. His younger brother apparently got caught planning a school shooting. All the details ain't officially out, but, basically they all confirming it that he was planning a school shooting. Hey, C's.
Hernandez boy is crazy, man. You look at the brother, and wasn't there like some talks that another family member might have been involved with the whole situation prior? So I'm sure there was a pattern between what's going on, but that shit is crazy, man. Tears for the rest of their family that had to actually live with what they did. So, but for himself, no tears, man. That's some crazy shit to do, man.
Man, first of all, I mean, I can kind of at least understand why Aaron shot old dude. He was trying to be tough. I guess the dude owed him money or some, or maybe the dude had fucked his girl. It was some shit going on, some macho shit going on. This nigga got caught trying to plan a school shooting. What the fuck these kids did to you, bro? Like, who hurt you, man? Like, bruh. And you Spanish too, bro. You Hispanic. Why you even going there in schools, bro? I thought that was sacred for your people, man. Hey, man, I got tears, man, because we thought this was white people shit, bro, but this shit starting to cross over the minority range. Rose.
Yeah, but you say you thought it was white people, but when Hispanics and black people fill out their paperwork, it say black, Latinx or Hispanic or not Hispanic. Most people when Hispanics and white people fill out, it say white and then they say Hispanic. They don't ever say black Hispanic. So
true.
So I think it's white folks.
Who was his accomplices though? That's also we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, man.
Nobody's.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's like it don't matter. I think all of them need to be locked up.
YT folks. YT.
Okay, yeah, that it probably was them folks. I'm scared of them people. Like that's why I stay at home. But yeah, man, I ain't got no tears for him, man.
Hey, Rose, what you sipping over there?
Man, I'm sipping on Douce.
How fast you think you could chug that whole bottle?
I don't even want to have to think about it, but it'll probably be about it'll probably take me about 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Hey, man, imagine going through Atlanta Airport. And for those who done flew, you done been through Atlanta Airport. TSA different now. They different down there. There was this woman going to TSA. I don't know where. Instead of having to check or throw away a $200 bottle of cognac, she chugged it. I know that had to be a trippy motherfucking flight for her. Jeez.
Jeez, lady. One or two things you need to do. Your ass either need to go to an AA meeting or you just need to go to a college party, because that's some throwback shit. I wouldn't have let her ass even get on the flight, because apparently at airports you can't, if someone looks drunk, you don't have to let them on the plane. I would have been like, you ain't drunk yet, but about in 3 minutes, your ass about to pass out. So, nah, that's when you just go through the airport. Hey, I got a Douce or whatever cognac she had. You just start pouring out shots. Like, hey, it's a party. Yeah, it's fucking gate at the gate. It's a fucking party. Hey, but man, no tears for her dumb ass, man.
I got tears for her because the reason I got tears for her because she was drinking one of my favorite drinks. She was drinking Remy Martin XO.
Oh, that's what she was drinking?
She bought it at the airport.
No.
Why didn't she check it into her luggage?
She bought it at the airport, and she tried to take it on the flight. She couldn't. She was in China. She was on her way going to another part of China, but they wouldn't let her put it on. So she drunk it all, and then after she drunk it all, then she passed out, fall all over the place. Then they wouldn't even allow her on the flight because she was too drunk. So it's like, I ain't mad at her though, cause I ain't about to waste my $200 bottle that I just bought too though. I'm gonna have to catch the next flight. I'm gonna have to catch the next flight.
I gotta get this work. Hey man. First of all, I need to see a pic of the lady. Once I see a pic, like they always say, when they say call on Tyrone, call on Bertizzi. Cause I might need to spend some time with that lady if she can chug a whole $200 bottle. But you got a special talent, in the words of Drewski, and that's all I gotta say. Some people might think, what's wrong with these hoes for that? But I'm gonna tell you, this next one, Sydney Starr did an interview where she was talking about all the different things she used to do to trick men to have sex with her.
So before we get in the chat, I just got one question for you.
What's up?
What's wrong with these hoes?
What's wrong with them?
Trying to find out what's wrong with these hoes. In this case, this nigga. But Sydney Starr said that when she used to go out and have a good time and she wanted to have fun.
Hold up, why don't you explain who she is or what she's known for?
Oh, for those who don't know, Sydney Starr is a famous transgender woman. So she was born a man. Now she's a quote-unquote woman. And you can go Google her and look at her pics. And she's been with some celebrities. But before she became that big, she used to go to the bar, have some drinks, have a good time. And she used to take men back and she would tell them, I'm on my period, so I'm just going to give you some head. Or I really want you real bad, so you got to put it in my ass and stuff like that. Yeah, C's, man. What's wrong with this nigga?
I mean, I don't know what's wrong with Transformers. I mean,
niggas can be hoes too.
Transformers,
niggas can be hoes.
Transgressions, Transformers, transistors, whatever you want to call it. This is the thing. Like, it was a thing going on for a couple of years where people were getting injured, hurt, because people finding out that people weren't who they said they were. And now it's like people are getting famous for this shit. So it's like, that's some trickery and bullshit going on, man. It's some fucked up shit. And yeah, that shit crazy, man.
Man, first of all, see, this is the problem. I was talking to MGH earlier today. My issue with...
Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, MGH. My problem with this whole situation is this. There's too many motherfuckers that like that shit for you to feel like I gotta trick a motherfucker.
But they don't like that.
See,
They don't like them.
See, and that's the problem.
They like straight.
That's the problem. Because I'm gonna keep it real. Like I told MGH earlier today, you got some men. There's these 3 brothers. All last name start with H. The baby brother, he might be in that situation. He might find out what's going on, go to the bathroom, wash his hands, say, I bid you a good night. The middle brother might just beat the whole ass or the man ass. But the oldest brother, he be carrying. And he might shoot that motherfucker. And let me keep it real. Those 3 brothers, that's America when it comes to men. You don't know which nigga you gonna get. You might get a motherfucker that's like, you know what? I'm good. I'm just gonna go home. I'm straight. I'm not on that. You might just get a motherfucker that just beat your ass. But you might get that 1 out of 3 though. That's like, I will take your life and I will sit in the jail cell and not give a fuck. So all I gotta say is when you play them games, when you play silly games, be ready for silly prizes. Cause you don't know if you finna crap out that night or not. So yeah, man, I ain't with that. Like, hey, that's also to me, if I'm gonna keep it real, like I told MGH, that's a form of sexual assault. Cause you out here tricking people. I'm out here engaging in sexual conduct with you, thinking you something else.
Yeah, that's right.
I should be able to go to the police and say that I was violated. Because I ain't gonna lie, when I go home, I'm gonna take a shower like I'm in the crying games.
Yeah, man, that's rape. If you ask me, like if you get tricked like that, man, that's rape. Like if a transgender woman disguises herself and tricks a man into doing something that he doesn't want to do, if you flip the script, if it's a woman and a man tricks her into doing something she don't want to do, that's rape, right?
Facts.
So that's rape.
Hey, that's what I'm trying to say.
If the shoe fits, wear it. Like, that's crazy. Like, man, what's wrong with these hoes, man? Like, and then you online bragging about it and stuff like that.
Laughing about it. This is a fucking game for you. But this is what I told MJH. Had a nigga went upside her head because he found out he got tricked, she would be on social media saying, they don't protect trans women. We're not safe.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing about it's like, you, and then after you said, oh yeah, I'm on my period, I just give you some head, and then once the dude agrees to be like, oh, I got him. Like, what do you mean you got him?
Gotcha.
Like, what do you mean you got him? Like, that's not right. Like, if you who you say you are and you believe in your skills and you believe who you are, then tell the truth.
And it was with someone, tell the truth.
Like, tell the truth. Keep it 100. Be yourself. Because me, I can only be me, and that's all I can be. And I don't say much, but if I say something, that's who I am, and that's me. And that's what I'm saying. I'm quiet right now. C's, man, you got anything else with us?
So it just shows you the double standard. So we don't just have the double standard between men and women. We also have the double standard between transgender men and women. Because it's like, hey, you see, so like now they're looking at themselves as being women too. So that double standard really fucks everybody up. And it's like, we don't have to look at you what you say you are, and you don't know how everybody doesn't have to agree with how you see yourself. It's just be who you are and state the truth rather than trying to go around, tricking people or saying, trying to get what you want. So, but yeah. It's fucked up, man.
Yeah, I'm with Rose, man. Hey, man, keep it a buck, keep it 100. Stand 10 toes on that. Let me keep it real with you, man. I'm saved, man. I go to church, man. I believe in all that. I pray to baby Jesus, black baby Jesus. If I'm in that situation, I pray. I can get up, wash my hands, go home. But don't get it twisted though. There's a part of me, my foot might go up your ass. So.
Real quick.
That's why they like that, so that wouldn't be a problem.
real quick. Ain't no, at what point do you not realize it's a man? Because you, let's say
the point when they have titties.
No. But there's something else that I'm looking for too.
To my Adam's apple, you can shave that down.
Not
now.
The Adam's apple.
To the dick,
the pussy.
Bruh. Some of them cut it off. But
if they say they're on their period, you're not trying to put your hand down there. You're not looking at there. And just said you get some head. You shouldn't even got to take the clothes
leave the
off.
lights on. Examine.
See.
Come on, man.
When the last time you turned out some free head?
At some point, you gotta.
Exactly. Ain't no man, especially if you done had
At
a couple
some
drinks.
point, you gotta say, "Oh, take all your clothes off. Let me see your pussy if you want to give me some head."
Oh, even though you might got the tampon in it, let me see that tampon string outside the pussy. What? Let me see the pussy lips, like Boosie say. Speaking of these transgenders, you was kind of knocking on the door. I'm gonna open the door so you can come in, see.
Which door she was knocking on?
Nah, I said C's was knocking on the door.
Oh, what door C's was knocking on?
The transformer door. The transformer door.
The back door or the front door?
The front door. Nah, we ain't gonna go there. We ain't
talking about no damn door. Hey, keep me out of that.
You was knocking on the door though, C.
Nah, rephrase that, nigga.
Jess Hilarious.
Rephrase that.
Jess Hilarious.
New segment.
Jess Hilarious was talking earlier this week about, she was responding to a video where a trans woman said that real women, cis women, are not the guardians and gatekeepers of periods and womanhood. Jess Hilarious responded and said that all people come from real women, that they are the only ones who can have periods, that they are the gatekeepers of birth, periods, and womanhood, and who's going to protect them. Right now, Jess Hilarious is facing backlash because a lot of people from the trans community and supporters of that community feel like she was attacking that community by her comments. C's.
Jess Hilarious did not say anything untrue, and she didn't say anything wrong. It's how you took it. So, the point is, this was a man. I don't give a fuck. That was a man. The specific video, the person that called her out or they had back and forth, that was a fucking man. When I look at it, that's a fucking man. Deep ass voice. And it's another video going around of another transgender person that had some, similar shit to say about, women's owning periods. But that's women give birth. Women have periods. Real women, women that were born like that at birth. So, she shouldn't be getting backlash for what she said. She was right in what she said and stand firm. Because I agree, 10 toes down wholeheartedly. So what the fuck is the issue?
I don't think it is an issue. It's just that it's the fact that the internet tries to make things issues that aren't issues. So it's like when me and Vertizi was talking about when we was putting down the rundown down, I'm like, did she apologize? And he was like, no. I said, she better not apologize because she ain't said nothing wrong. Because she's right. Biological women are the only ones that have periods. Now, dudes be on they mind period sometimes and feeling some type of way sometimes and be depressed or whatnot, but you don't bleed. The only people that bleed from their womb are women. Vertizi school is on the cis women. CIS women.
You got all these new terms and
you call them cis women, real women. It's the same thing. Biological women, the XY chromosome, they bleed. And there's no way around it. So I'm trying to figure out like what just because people have feelings now and they can put their feelings on the internet and all the other weak people have their feelings. It's like we're supposed to have feelings for them. No, we're not. We're not supposed to have feelings for them. We're supposed to, if we look, like we say in school, they don't teach. Oh, when you was born, your mind might say, this. No, they teach chromosomes. They teach atoms. They teach it's him or her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They might have some things that they go teach nowadays, but as far as I know, that's how it was, and that's how it is because things don't change. The sun still come up in the morning. How you gonna say the sun go up at night? Because it don't. The moon come up at night. So when you stick your booty up in the air, that's a moon. That's the back door. Ain't nobody coming in there but some gay folks. And we ain't gay, so we ain't feeling it. Cease. Enlighten these people.
Hey man, so this is a nuanced conversation. The first thing I want to say is basically when it comes to this, I feel like there needs to be protection for Black women. It needs protection for women, period. Because, you can support that community, you can support them people, you can want them to feel how they want to feel. But at the end of the day, what Jess Hilarious said was correct. Only women can have periods. Only women can give birth. Now, if you're a woman that becomes a transgender man, you're a woman that can have a period. You're a woman that can give birth. So at the end of the day, I don't understand why she's taking the backlash she's taking from it. I don't understand the issues in what she said. Now, I'm going to keep it real. I feel like there is a group of people, they're afraid of being canceled. They're afraid of being called transphobic. They're afraid of criticism. So they just either being silent or they're agreeing with the bullshit.
That ain't me.
Because they don't want to be mislabeled like, oh, you transphobic or you homophobic.
And then that's another problem is everybody wants to take, if you're against something or don't agree with it, you're automatically
it's not about
phobic.
It's not about being against it or not agree. It's just that I don't believe in it.
I'm saying, but they take it and make it a term because you say, oh, you don't agree with homosexuality or transgender, you're phobic.
Yeah, I don't, and you can do who you want to do, and you can be who you want to be, because all I could be is me. But don't try to say, oh, just because your feelings are hurt, that I'm wrong. Because if I keep it 100, telling the truth is not wrong. Telling the truth is not wrong. Keeping it real is not being wrong.
Facts. And me and MJ just talked about it, and I was telling him one of the issues with the community is this. At one point in time, gay people used to be stoned. That is a fact.
Man, what about black people? What they used to do?
We know the black struggle, but gay people used to be stoned. They used to have cops who beat them up because they saw they lovers. We changed that. We moved past that. At one point in time, gay people couldn't get married. They couldn't adopt kids. They couldn't have homes. They couldn't move each other life insurance. We changed that. Hell, we even got to the point where it's like, you want to look like a woman and look like a man? Fuck it. Go ahead and do it. But now we've gotten to the point where we done went too far left.
Yeah.
To the point where not only is it okay for you to be all that stuff, I have to refer to you in this way.
You say you want.
And if I don't, then it's a problem with me. And I'm gonna keep it real with you.
I don't have a problem with that though.
Can I tell you who I kind of blame for this? I kind of blame black women for this. And I'm gonna tell you why, C's. Because when black women was okaying homosexuality in the black community, and they was saying, "Oh yeah, that's Miss Thing right there, and that's my sis, and that's girlfriend, and all this different stuff." When they was okaying sexuality in black men, they made it okay for black men to think it's okay for me to identify as a woman. When you was out here letting your gay male friend wear a wig, do his nails and makeups, put shoes on him and stuff like that, you put him to the edge of the pool. And once he got to the edge of the pool, he said, fuck it, I might as well jump. And he decided to jump and said, fuck it, I want to be a woman now. So I kind of do blame black women because you co-signed the bullshit so long with homosexuality and telling black men, hey, it's okay for you to, wear a wig. It's okay for you to wear makeup. It's okay for you to be a drag queen. To the point where, fuck it, if I'm going to be a drag queen, I might as well have some real titties. And I might as well take your man, sis. And that's what a lot of these transgenders doing. They taking the black woman's man.
Get him fat.
Even then, though, like, it's even within the gay community, you got a lot of people that
They're taking
they don't agree with that shit. Like, it's different different divisions within the gay community. Because you can't just say like, oh, they added the T plus and shit afterwards. It used to be, LG or, queer or whatever. So now you got all these different, even they don't agree on shit. So it's like, what the fuck is everybody else looking at? We're looking at on the outside looking in like, the fuck is going on with this and that? This person wants to be that. If you're this, you're a phobic or you're, and then phobic means fear of it. It's like, nobody's scared of it. It's just, we don't agree with it or we disagree from your point of view and you just want to cancel culture is such a fucking big thing now. It's canceling people out.
Gays always had money. They always.
Juice Man in the building. Juice Man just came in the studio.
With that Ciroc.
Rock in the building. Ciroc
Gays,
boys.
man, you gotta think about it. The gays rule stuff, man. The gays always had the majority of the money. The gays and the Jews.
I ain't want to go there. Damn, bro.
Hey, that both got 4-letter words.
Yeah, they run shit.
Hey,
So I grew up. My father used to always say, "Don't make fun of no Jew. Don't make fun of no gay person because they're not broke. They always have money." You know what I'm saying? They think about it. I never really seen a broke gay person. Think about it. Because they're gay, they got the child. You know, they don't have any kids. It's like boom, they always got dough. They
but
always
now they're
up.
adopting though, so it's
Now they adopting kids.
But if
It's
you
like
adopt, you probably got money.
you gotta have good bread to adopt. So you see what I'm saying?
But another thing is, it's nothing new under the sun. So the Romans, all these ancient cultures, you think a lot of fucked up shit's going on now. Look at the Bible. Look up some Roman history. Look up a bunch of other cultures. They were doing some wild shit back then too. Even shit. Watch a simple show. Spartacus. What's the fucking other one? Rome. The not Caligula, but one of those other shows on like Rome on HBO and all those other wild ass shows.
Bro, they got days. I remember I was overseas one time, and if a man have sex with another man on a Thursday, he's still straight.
Man,
But
nigga,
if you have
gay.
sex on a Friday or a Wednesday, nigga, you gay.
What about what Tank say? What Tank say?
You gotta have it 3-4
You gotta
times.
suck dick a couple times.
Nah, you gay. In the words of Riley from Boondocks.
Oh,
Nigga, you gay.
Tank, how many dicks you done suck?
He just probably sucked 2. He had that edge. He got one more dick left in him.
Keith, man, tell me you weren't around there when he was in sucking
Nah,
dicks.
Keith Sweat wasn't on that shit probably.
Come on, man. Tyrese, tell me you weren't around
Tyrese
there.
might have been.
Hey,
Tyrese might have
when he
been.
was sucking them dicks. Tell me you weren't
Johnny
around.
Gill was though.
Nah, we ain't gonna put no salt on Johnny
Hey,
Gill
exactly.
now.
We ain't finna go. Leave that man alone.
We ain't about to put no salt
Hey,
on his name.
speaking of Transformers, apparently that's what he was.
That man got one of my favorite songs all the time.
Yeah.
Can you stand the rain?
Oh man, we not anybody from New Edition, and they're untouchable.
Yeah, leave them alone, man. Hey man, but I will say this to touch on what y'all said. At the end of the day, it's nothing wrong with women taking back the power and saying that yes, only women can do X, Y, and Z. Only women has this ability and this power and can have periods and give birth and all this different stuff. That hey, if you can be transgender, be a transgender woman. Just understand you're not a real woman. You make believe, fantasy, a mirage, a fruition, a dream. You just not a real woman. And
You're
that's
a mermaid.
Cool. You're a mermaid. And that's cool. Because there's a lot of black men in Atlanta. There's a lot of black men in LA that love you Transformers. Hell.
You talking about San Francisco?
San Francisco too. Hell, ACs, Transformers, that's $1 billion franchise.
We gonna start calling them Transformers 49ers.
Yeah, so it's a lot of motherfuckers that like 49ers too. So hey, I ain't got no more thoughts on you Transformers because I only seen one movie. And I ain't seen the rest. Y'all got any closing thoughts though?
Nah.
It's robots in disguise.
Robots and other things too.
Hey man,
surprise.
We finna go watch this fight. We finna go see L. Spence Jr., Terrence Crawford. Hopefully we get to see a knockout. If not, hey, my boy Bud finna win it.
So before we get off, Juice man, what's your prediction, man? You got Spence or you got Crawford?
I don't know none of these fighters, so hey, I'm just here to watch the fight, have a good time, get toe up and drunk. It is what it is.
Okay, man. Any last words, C's?
Hey, Spence got this, man. Spence, bro.
Hey man, the words of Eric B. and Rakim. Peace.
And I'm back quiet.